Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I have this sketchbook that needs to be finished urgently, so I'm going to see if I can finish a sketchbook in a week. It's 40 pages, which is 20 sheets, so that makes about 3 sheets a day. I have a Pinterest board ready full of pins for the theme, and the theme is going to be my home country, Turkey, previously known as Turkey. So I'm confident that I'll be able to finish it in a week. So let's see how it goes. Today is June 13th. It's a Monday. So the goal is to finish this Sunday night, the latest. My plan for the first page is to do something cut out so that you can see the back page, and also so that I can get away with not doing anything on this page. But let's see how that goes. The reason why I have taken on this challenge and why this sketchbook is urgent is because this is supposed to be part of a public library collection as part of a sketchbook program that I helped facilitate. A lot of the sketchbooks have been handed in, so it's best that I finish the sketchbook as soon as possible so it can also be part of the collection as soon as possible. So I quickly ran into an issue here where you can probably see I tried to use watercolors, but the page is this happened. The page is quite thin, so I just decided to go over it in acrylics, and I'm hoping that I can kind of save it by using pencil crayons or something here. Alright, I'm finally halfway through. I finished 3 pages. I have 3 more pages to go. It's taking me longer than I expected because I'm also waiting for the paint to dry. So I'm going to use like a dry medium here. I did kind of want to mention that this sketchbook is not at all reflective of the quality or the amount of time I would usually spend in my regular sketchbooks, because I was too hyper aware of the fact that more people would be physically holding this sketchbook and going through it. I spent more time, which made this challenge more challenging than it should have been. So I'm finally done day 1. It was more exhausting than I thought it would be. I finished 6 pages, which is 3 sheets. I think tomorrow I'm going to do more sketch-based things rather than paintings, because the paintings not only take a long time, but they also take longer to dry, which means I need to take longer breaks. So I'm hoping tomorrow is less exhausting and it will go smoother, since I kind of have an idea as to what I want to do and kind of learned my lesson from today. So let's see how day 2 goes. So finally, day 2. I don't know how I'm feeling. I wouldn't say I'm as excited as I was at the start of yesterday, but I'm also not as exhausted as the end of yesterday. So let's see how today goes. So what I wanted to achieve when going into this sketchbook, and my goal with this, was to capture the richness of Turkish history and the beauty of Turkish culture, because I feel like there's so much of Turkish culture that I can share, and I wanted to do that through trying to paint and draw various subjects and the landscapes and, artifacts, even traditional clothing. And I just hope that whoever's holding this sketchbook feels like they have gone to Turkey for even a little bit. So last night I drew this out on my laptop. It's a traditional pattern, and I'm going to trace this back here and see how that turns out. As I go from the audio of the video to voiceover and back and forth, I did want to quickly talk about the right side of the sketchbook, the piece on the right side. It's not usually painted. It's a different medium. It's called Ebru, which is a Turkish/Ottoman marbling art style. And I had the chance to kind of try it out when I was in middle school or elementary school. And I'm hoping that I can try it out here in Canada too by maybe finding the medium or ordering it or something like that and just relive my childhood. Day 2 is complete. I finished 6 pages, and to be honest, I feel good, much better than yesterday. I think I'm getting into the groove of things, and now I know how to approach this better. So hopefully day 3 goes just as good, if not better. Today is day 3, June 15th. Honestly, I'm in a good mood, so let's go for it and see how today goes. So I decided to draw Turkish tea and Turkish coffee because I think they really do capture the Turkish traditions and the Turkish culture, the Turkish lifestyle really well. There are so many good memories associated with just family gatherings and tea. So it's a nice reminder. And in this page I am painting a very famous touristic attraction, a famous place in Turkey called Pamukkale, which word for word translates to Cotton Castle. And the thermal waters there, as far as I'm aware, have healing properties. And it's so beautiful. I mean, I haven't been there, but I know of how beautiful they are, and I struggled capturing that beauty, truly. And in this page, I began the series in the sketchbook where I started to represent different eras through Turkish historical shows. And this is the oldest era in a show, which is the Göktürk era. Day 3 is complete with 6 finished pages. I feel happy for sure, but definitely exhausted. I'm slowly also starting to struggle with ideas, and the pages do take me longer than I anticipate. From today, I also noticed that with dry mediums, I have more hand and wrist pain, but with wet mediums, I have to consider drying time. So, I guess you win some, you lose some. Anyways, tomorrow's a busy day, so I just hope day 4 goes okay. Today is June 16th, day 4 of the challenge. It's slowly coming to an end. I am a little worried about today, but I'm hoping it will be fine. I can do 4 pages if I can't manage 6, and that's completely okay, but I'm still aiming for 6. So I have these little kilim things, designs from Turkey that I bought back in 2018. These are very pretty, and I think it would complement really nicely next to my design, but I have one of each except these 2, and they feel a bit too precious, so I'm probably just going to put this one in and keep the rest because they're really pretty to look at. So yeah, I'm officially in the middle of the sketchbook. After this spread, the countdown just begins, and then I'll slowly see progress being made towards the end. I'm super excited. I'm just going to do a painting here, so let's go. So in this page, I painted Cappadocia's famous rock formations that really feel like something out of this world. Haven't been there again, but it's called Peribacaları, which is translated word for word to fairy chimneys. I know there's an English name for it, but I like fairy chimneys more. And when I was younger, I remember thinking it was called fairy chimneys because fairies lived in those formations. Alright, so it's well past midnight actually, but I had quite a rough day. Something happened, and today felt like a very long day. But yeah, today I was only able to finish 4 pages, but it's okay. If I did 6 pages for 6 days, that does leave me with one day where I can do 4 pages, and I guess today was that day. Yeah, I just hope I feel better tomorrow and can get through this challenge. So yeah. Today is June 17. We're on day 5. The countdown has begun. Um the goal for today is to finish 6 pages. I am feeling better than yesterday. I don't want to, speak too soon, but I'm hoping that today is going to go smoothly, and I already have a plan, so let's see how it goes. So in this page, I am continuing on the work that I started on day 4, or I left off on day 4, which is representing the era of the Seljuks. Again, it's from a historical Turkish show, so whether the outfits are historically accurate is, who knows, but regardless, they are super pretty, and I have no doubts that during those times they wore just as beautiful things. In this page, I decided to, in actually 2 of these pages, I decided to paint the Sultan Ahmed Mosque, which I believe the other name is the Blue Mosque. The interior is just as beautiful as the outside, 100%. So if you're ever in Istanbul, Turkey, 100% recommend. It is one of my favorite mosques to draw. It's actually the first mosque that is drawn in the sketchbook that you've seen in day 1. So it's kind of my go-to. And this is the Ottoman Tura. I don't know what the English name is, but it is pretty much a calligraphic seal or signature of the Sultan. And when you look at it, you think the Ottoman Empire right away. And then in this page, there is this calligraphic art style that is called hat sanatı in Turkish. They obviously do have special pens for this that make it easier to do it. I do not have those pens, so I had to just sketch it out with a pencil and then go over it with my own pens, but that's okay. I'm finally done with the 6 pages. It's once again way past midnight, but I have 2 more days remaining, day 6 and 7, and then I'll be done. This is weirdly draining. It's only 6 pages, but because I'm putting a lot of effort into it, it's taking a long time, and I feel very exhausted. So I'm very excited for this project to be done. But yeah, I'll see you for day 6. Today is June 18. We're finally on day 6. Just 2 more days. I am so excited. So let's just get going on this. So in this page, I decided to continue the work that I started on day 5, and it is to represent the beginnings of the Ottoman Empire, and it's from the show called Kuruluş Osman. It is a very popular show. It has like 90 plus episodes at this point. It's super popular, but yeah, it was actually that show and the beautiful outfits in that show that inspired me to go back to other historical shows and draw those outfits. And on the left, I drew the view of Istanbul, and on the right, I drew Ayasofya. Some people call it a museum, some people call it a mosque. It's a very significant landmark in Turkey, I would say, both religiously and historically. So there is no way I could have skipped painting it. And I think just getting the wall color was probably the hardest part here, because you don't want it to look worn out or unintentionally the colors looking faded. but going over it with pencil crayons kind of helped. And it was this spread where I feel like I struggled the most with ideas. I had no idea what to draw, so I just looked at my Pinterest and I was like, okay, is there any item that reminds me of Turkey? And this kind of reminded me of some of the items that my grandparents would have, or my parents would have kept from, years back. And I just went to doing an Ebru art on the right side. Alrighty, it is once again way past midnight, but day 6 is finally over. I finished 6 pieces, so I have 6 more pages to go, and then I am done with this challenge. I am finding myself getting super exhausted, but just one more day. And I'll see you today, I guess. Today is June 19th, which means it's the final day of this challenge. I mean, as long as I finish it before midnight. But let's just get started so I can actually finish it today. In this page, I decided to paint the Sümela Monastery. It's hard going from Turkish to English, but I was really drawn to this because it's pretty much this building on a steep hill. It's on a steep cliff, and to me, having this building located here among all this greenery and rocks, it's very intriguing. It's something that I would like to visit sometime in the future. And this page, I just filled it up with a lot more of Turkish artifacts that reminded me of Turkey. And I'm on the last page. I'm almost done. I'm so excited. I'm going to finish the sketchbook the way that I started. I've been doing it for the last 2 sketchbooks. So I'm just going to paint the Maiden's Tower here. So the famous legend associated with the Maiden's Tower is that an emperor from the 1700s heard a prophecy that his daughter would pass away because of a snake. So he had this tower built away from land, but his daughter was still bitten by a snake from a fruit basket that came from the city. So I don't know, interesting legend. You can't run away from your destiny. This is my younger brother's phone, but right now it's 10:22 p.m. June 19th, and what that means is I am done the sketchbook on time. So before I paint the cover off camera and do a quick flip through, I just wanted to give my final thoughts. So would I recommend finishing a sketchbook in a week? No, absolutely not. It is so draining. And I do recognize that a part of that is I spent a lot of time and effort into each page, since this is going to be part of the public library collection. But I just in general found that I was struggling to come up with ideas. I was running out of ideas, and personally, I found the quality of work visually decreasing towards like day 6 and 7, but that may just be up to personal preference. I also found that I got quicker in sketching more accurately and using the eraser less and less, especially on day 7 when I used a blue pen to sketch. Also, this forced me to be a bit more creative in terms of the mediums I used and a subject matter that I was painting and drawing. And just trying to go out of my comfort zone. So that was nice. So I would definitely recommend like sketching frequently as your schedule permits, but just not, finishing an entire sketchbook in a week. Anyways, I'm glad to be done with this, and now it's time for a quick flip through. There will be a proper sketchbook tour coming up, but now I'll just flip through them real quickly. Alright, so I sketched out the cover on my laptop because it has the symmetry tool, so it makes things easier. Printed it out, laminated it, and now it's time for a quick flip through. Here I started day 1, where I thought cutting it out would make things easier for me. Here I started day 2. Here I started day 3. And then day 4. Day 4 was was an interesting one. Then day 5. Day 6. Day 7, which is the last day. And that concludes this flip through and this video. Thank you so much for watching this video filled with struggles. I'm never doing this again, and I will never recommend this to anyone. But yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.